नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So today, on the occasion of disappearance day of Srila Srivas Pandit, we will recite from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, Chapter 10, the branches of the Chaitanya tree, verse number 8. You got it? Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advait Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advait Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advait Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. श्रीवास पंडित आर श्री राम पंडित दुई भाई दुई शाखा जगते विदित। Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The two brothers, Srivas Pandit and Sri Rama Pandit, started two branches that are well known in the world. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In the Gaur Ganodesha Dipika 90, Srivas Pandit, Srivas Thakur, is described as an incarnation of Narad Muni, and Sri Ram Pandit, his younger brother, is said to be an incarnation of Parvat Muni, a great friend of Narada's. Srivas Pandit's wife Malini is celebrated as an incarnation of the nurse Ambika, who fed Lord Krishna with her breast milk, and as already noted, his niece Narayani, the mother of Thakur Vrindavan Das, the author of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, was the sister of Ambika in Krishna Leela. We also understand from the description of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat that after Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's acceptance of the sannyas order, Srivas Pandit left Navadip, possibly because of feelings of separation, and domiciled at Kumar Hatta. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षु उन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So once in Mayapur, in the marketplace where there are many bazaar, many shops and many people on the streets, crowded place. There was one Muslim guy who was running on the street like a madman and screaming, not Hare Krishna. He was screaming, I saw, मैंने देखा. So some people stopped him. He said, hey, you mad fellow, what are you shouting? He said, I saw. So they asked him, what did you saw? And he replied, I saw. Nothing else he could speak, only these two words. Like a madman, laughing, crying, running, stopping in the corner. He was like mad, crazy. So what happened is, he is a tailor. And he is a tailor of Srivas Pandit. So one day he went to the house of Srivas Pandit to deliver clothes. At that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also came at the door of Srivas Pandit. And he saw this Muslim guy with a bundle of clothes. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, "Kaun hai? Who are you?" He said, "I am tailor, Darji, and I came to deliver clothes to Srivas Pandit." As soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard he serves Srivas Pandit, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so pleased with him, immediately he showed his Shyam Sundar form with blackish body, yellow dhoti, peacock feather, flute, Vaijanti mala, Kaustubh mani, lotus petal like eyes, mirror like cheeks, reddish lips, pearl like white teeth, black curly hair, broad chest, thin waist. And this fellow became mad in ecstasy of Krishna Prem. He got Krishna Prem. He left the clothes and ran. With tears in his eyes, the only thing he could say to people is, I saw. What you saw, he couldn't explain. What happened to him, he couldn't explain. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave Krishna Prem to a Muslim tailor. Why? Because he attended Mangala arati or paid obeisances? No, because he is servant of Srivas Pandit. That is the love of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for Srivas Pandit. And today is disappearance day of Srivas Pandit. So speaking about his glories, which are infinite, which are unfathomable, is not possible for me or any one of us. We can just share what we read in Chaitanya Chaitamrita or Srila Prabhupada's other books or Chaitanya Bhagavat. At the same time, we should understand this reading, hearing, speaking the glories of Srivas Pandit or pure Mahatmas, pure devotees, purifies us. Srila Jiva Goswami writes that on the appearance and disappearance day of the Acharyas, in the morning one should hear their life story, and in the evening one should hear philosophy and teachings, lessons which we can implement in our life. They show us the path of pure devotional service. Srivas Pandit, as discussed here, he is Narad Muni. Narad Muni in Krishna Leela comes as Srivas Pandit in Gaur Leela. And he represents pure devotees. He is part of the Panchatattva. Before chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we chant Panchatattva Mahamantra, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Srivas Adi, Srivas and Adi and other devotees. The chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra has 10 offenses to be careful about, to safeguard ourselves. But the chanting of Panchatattva Mahamantra has no offenses. And we can help ourselves avoid 10 offenses, Nam Aparad, by chanting and taking shelter of Panchatattva. So whenever we do Kirtan of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it is compulsory to chant Panchatattva Mahamantra. When we start our japa, 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we should start with Panchatattva Mahamantra. When we preach also, as the audience is receptive, we should share them Panchatattva Mahamantra. That you chant this first and then chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So then the potency of the holy name increases for the chanter. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his youth, he performed the pastimes of being a proud Pandita, proud scholar. As a young person, he would go around on the streets of Navadip and challenge anybody and defeat them in all subject matters by his logic. He could talk on any subject matter. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would write a statement on the board and tell the audience, prove it. and they will give some arguments. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prove the statement and everybody would be convinced. Then he will say, now disprove this. And everybody will say, just now you proved, how can we disprove? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will give arguments, everybody will be convinced, yeah, this is wrong. And after that he will say, now again prove it. And again he will give arguments, then now people will change their mind. He say, no, this is correct. And this will go on and go on and go on. That is his scholarship. That is his speech. So he was popular as an arrogant Brahmana, very proud. So sometimes on the street he will meet Srivas Pandit, who is an elderly Brahmana, elderly Vaishnava in the village. And the Vaishnavas headed by Srivas Pandit would get very attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because of his beauty and because of his intelligence. So they would like to spend time with him. But then he would not talk about Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at that time was not Krishna conscious. So they would say, Asat Sanga Tyaga Ei Vaishnavachar. Why we should associate with non-devotee? So they would avoid him. But when they avoid him, they couldn't stay away. They would get attracted to him. So they want to go and meet him and see him. But when they meet him, they'll feel guilty. Oh, no, this is non-devotee. Why am I wasting time? And they would go away. So they will have these two types of emotions. Attraction towards Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and repel that he is not a devotee. How can we associate so much? That attraction was their original attraction to Krishna. Krishna has disguised himself as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but that attraction couldn't go away even though he is disguised. This is pure love. Love for Krishna means even if he changes his uniform, you still love him. Today if he comes in 3-piece suit, not in peacock feather and flute, you still love him. Love is not just for the dress. So they would get attracted and they would have this confusion. So they would all pray to Krishna. My dear Krishna, if you just bestow your causeless mercy on this Nimai Pandit and make him your devotee, then we can associate with him. This would be their prayer. So on the street when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nimai Pandit would meet Srivas, Srivas would say, oh, best of the arrogant Brahmana, why are you wasting your time in logic? Why are you wasting your time in this arrogant debates? The purpose of education is to develop pure devotional service. The goal of life is to become a perfect servant of Krishna. But you are wasting your life in all these scholarly pursuits. Why don't you take up Krishna consciousness? Why don't you join ISKCON? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would touch Srivas Pandit's feet and say, only by your mercy and blessings I can become a Vaishnava. Soon I will become a Vaishnava. Please bless me. And that is how the conversation will end. And after passing away of his father Jagannath Mishra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Gaya for Shraddha. And there he met Ishwar Puri, his spiritual master. He received initiation. And now when he came back to Navadip, he was a changed person. He would behave very madly. Sometimes he would laugh. Sometimes he would cry, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Sometimes he will climb the tree, sit on a branch, close his eyes and fall down. And Mother Sachi, she would have very big distress taking care of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He would sometimes stay awake whole night crying that I want to go to Vrindavan, I want to meet Krishna. Sometimes he would laugh, sometimes he would dance, sometimes his voice will choke and he couldn't speak. And she was in distress and misery. What is happening to my son? My husband passed away, my elder son left, and now my younger son is diseased. And she would call the well-wishers and somebody will say he has become mad. Rub medicated ghee on his head for 15 days, he will be okay. And she will do that. Nothing happened. Somebody else will say, rub oil on his feet, he will be okay. And every single person would come and offer suggestion and she will follow, but nothing happened. Her anxiety went on increasing. Finally, she called Srivas, Pandit and other Vaishnavas. As soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Srivas Pandit, his ecstasy doubled. He paid obeisances to Srivas Pandit, touched his feet and started crying. Prabhu, give me Krishna Prem, give me Krishna. And hairs are standing in his body and tears are coming and perspiring and becoming stunned and laughing and crying and falling unconscious and rolling on the ground. Srivas Pandit saw this and became amazed. And he understood our prayers have been answered. This Nimai became a devotee finally. He told Sachi Mata, don't worry, you are very fortunate. This is not craziness, this is not madness. All people have given you wrong suggestion. Don't follow these people's advice. You are very fortunate. Your boy has developed Krishna Prem. He has developed ecstasy which Brahma and Shiva also want, which we also want. And this is very confidential. Don't tell anybody. When Sachi Mata heard this, her anxiety doubled. Earlier she thought, my son in young life has become mad. How will I take care of him? Now she thought, he has become Vaishnav, he will left the house, who will take care of me now? That was her anxiety. And gradually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would do whole day kirtan with Srivas Pandit and Advait Acharya and Gadadhar Pandit and Mukund Sanjay and Murari Gupta and Govind Ghosh and Haridas Thakur and Nityanand Prabhu and Ramai Pandit and Srinidhi and all of them. One day after 12 hours of dancing kirtan, when they sat down, very satisfied and joyful, Chaitanya told all the devotees, we are wasting our time. All the devotees thought, 12 hours we did kirtan and Mahaprabhu is saying we are wasting time. What is happening? Mahaprabhu said, we are wasting our time. Devotee said, what happened, my dear Lord? Said, we are wasting our time. We are sleeping at night. We should do kirtan at night. And all the devotees said, Haribo! But now the question was where? Where to do kirtan? And Srivas Pandit volunteered, in my house. And from that day they started nocturnal kirtans, night kirtans in the house of Srivas Pandit, also known as Srivas Angan. Behind closed doors, private kirtans, nobody else allowed. Whole night they would chant and dance, and Mahaprabhu and Nityanand Prabhu and Gadadhar Pandit and Advait Acharya and Srivas Pandit and Haridas Thakur and Murari Gupta and Chandrasekhar Acharya and Mukund Sanjay and Sridhar and Govind Ghosh and Ramai Pandit and all of them would chant and dance And Nityanand Prabhu and Mahaprabhu would jump up and fall down. Somebody will think their bones will break and they will roll on the ground. Their dhotis will come out, their clothes will come out, their garlands will come out. And somebody will laugh and somebody will cry, and all the ecstatic transformations would happen in their body. And the sound of kirtan started going out. Some people were not happy. A group was not happy because they wanted to see the dance and they were not allowed. Another group was not happy because their sleep was disturbed. Another group was not happy because they were atheists. Another group was not happy because they were Kali worshippers. Another group was not happy because they were envious of Vaishnavas. So they started talking among themselves that this Srivas Pandit, what is happening in his house? We can't sleep. They do so loud kirtan. Actually, they are offending Vishnu by chanting the name of Krishna so loudly at midnight. Krishna is sleeping and they are disturbing his sleep. They are not doing bhakti, they are doing offense by disturbing the sleep of Krishna. Somebody else said they are disturbing my sleep also. So loudly they are chanting. And somebody else said, because these people don't have any money, so they don't have any food to eat, so they can't sleep at night. And their night, because of hunger, their stomach makes growling noises, and so they chant loudly to stop those noises. Sometimes people think Vaishnavas are beggars. Sometimes they tell to brahmacharis also that you couldn't do anything in life. No education, no career, nobody could marry you, no job, so you became brahmachari. And they think brahmacharis are very poor. They don't know ISKCON brahmacharis nowadays. So all the atheist people became envious. And they started blaspheming and criticizing. And they told, we will complain the Qazi. And the Qazi will come and arrest them. And all these rumors started going around. And one rumor started that the king, Muslim king himself is going to come with 2 boats, one boat full of soldiers and one empty boat. And he will come and the soldiers will beat and arrest all the Vaishnavas and put them in the empty boat, and he will take them to prison. Now this was a rumor, but all the Vaishnavas started becoming fearful. That what will happen if the king comes? What will happen if the boat comes? What will happen if the soldiers come? What if they beat us? And whom they are going to catch first? Srivas Pandit, because everything is happening in his house. So somehow by the arrangement of Yogmaya, Srivas Pandit had a firm faith on this rumor that this is going to happen. And he was very worried about his family and his fellow Vaishnavas. So he started worshipping Narsingadev to protect Vaishnavas, to protect devotees. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this. In a very angry mood, he came to Srivas' house. He saw Srivas worshipping Narsingadev in the puja room. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so many times kicked the door of the puja room. And Srivas Pandit got distracted. He saw who is there. He saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kicking the door of puja room. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke loudly and strongly, Srivas, whom are you worshipping? Don't you know? I am that. Tattvam Asi. I am that whom you are worshipping. I am standing in front of you. Stop that worship. Worship me. And Srivas saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suddenly turn into a very big, effulgent fire. And by the time he was bewildered, he saw 4-handed Vishnu form. He saw 4-handed Narsingadev form. Half man, half lion body with Shank, Chakra, Gada, Padma. And Srivas was in ecstasy. He didn't know what to do. And Chaitanya was a Srivas, You didn't identify me. I am the same Vishnu whom you are worshipping. I am the same Narsingadev whom you are seeking protection. I am the same Krishna whom you are surrendering your life. Now come and worship me. And Srivas realized the identity of Mahaprabhu. He offered flowers and incense and chandan and deep and started offering beautiful prayers. He started reciting the prayers of Lord Brahma from Srimad Bhagavatam, 14th chapter. That, my dear Lord, you are the source of all incarnations. You are Matsya, you are Kurma, you are Vara, you are Narsingadev, you are Vaman, you are Krishna, you are Balram. You are transcendental to the three modes of material nature. You are the origin of Purusha avatars. You are the creator of this world. You are shelter of all the jivas. And when you are in my house, why I have to be afraid to the king? I am fearless. I am not afraid to the king. Let thousands of boats come. Let millions of soldiers come. When you are with me, nobody can do anything to me. Shivas became nirbhay, fearless. Srivas is a Mahabhagavat and a great scholar. He offered very beautiful prayers. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got so pleased with the prayers. He said, Srivas, call your family members here. Let them see me. Let them have my darshan. He was still in the four-handed Vishnu form. And Srivas called his wife and children and brothers and everybody in the family and in the house. And they all came and surrendered themselves. They had darshan of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu kept his lotus feet on their head. And he said, you all are my eternal servants. You all are very dear to me. And I always protect my surrendered souls. So don't worry about anything. I am here to protect you. The king cannot arrest you unless I desire. Only when I desire, king can do something. If I don't desire, king cannot do it. Mare Krishna rakhe Krishna mare ke. Unless Krishna sanctions, no person can do anything. Not even a blade of grass moves without the sanction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. My dear Srivas, what can king do to you when I am here? I am master of millions of universes. I am king of all the universes. What is this tiny king? Please know, if the boat comes here before they arrest you, I will go on the boat. Let them arrest me. And let them take me to the king. When I am standing in his assembly, can the king sit on the throne? He will get bewildered and fall from the throne. I will drag him out of the throne and I will tell him, call ya Qazi, call ya Mullah, call all the elephants and the horses and the dogs and the birds here and let them recite Islamic literature and let me see what happens to the animals. When nothing will happen to the animals, I will recite Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and the elephants and the birds and the jackals and the dogs will chant and cry in ecstasy and dance. And then I will tell the king which method is powerful and he will agree that Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is powerful and he cannot stop Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Srivas, I will do this. Have full firm faith and you continue your congregational chanting. So powerful. Who will not get faith and confidence by hearing this? Chaitanya said, I will make animals dance and chant in ecstasy, and we all know. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's visit to Jharkhand forest, where he made elephants cry in ecstasy, roll on the ground, chant and dance, the tigers and the rhinoceros and the peacocks and the snakes and the goats, chanting and dancing, forgetting their envious nature. The tiger and the goat are embracing and kissing the deer and the tiger. That is the power of the holy name. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport of that episode that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so powerful, he can make animals chant and dance. We are not so powerful, but at least we can make humans chant and dance. So we should go out on the street, do Harinam Sankirtan, and attract everybody to chant and dance. Even if you are not powerful to make humans chant and dance, at least you chant and dance. At least we should overcome our laziness. At least we should overcome our resistance and inhibition, our apathy, and participate in this Krishna consciousness movement, in chanting and dancing. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed this pastime to give firm faith to his devotees. Still, if somebody has a doubt, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated. There was Narayani Mataji, 4-year-old niece of Srivas Pandit, 4-year-old girl in the room. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called her, girl, come here. 4-year-old girl came. Chaitanya said, chant Hare Krishna. And she raised her hand chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Tears were coming from her eyes. She was chanting, dancing, laughing, crying, falling unconscious, rolling on the ground. And everybody was surprised. This is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave Krishna Prem to a 4-year-old girl. She is the mother of Vrindavan Das Thakur. And that is how he was ready to give to all the animals. So what taste we got in Krishna consciousness is not by our effort. It's the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, mercy of Nityanand Prabhu, mercy of Gadadhar Pandit, Advait Acharya, Srivas Pandit, and all the devotees headed by Srila Prabhupada and his disciples. The mercy is what makes us chant the holy name of Krishna, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, pay obeisances. It's not by our individual effort. If you are away from association of devotees, somewhere alone, we will not be able to maintain and sustain our Krishna consciousness. How much we want, Maya will make us weak, and we will finish in a week. We will not be able to sustain. So we should never go away from Krishna conscious devotees, association of Vaishnavas, thinking I can manage alone. Fall down happens alone or together? Alone. Together we'll be careful, somebody will protect us. Alone we'll get attracted to objects of the senses. So with firm faith they continued the chanting of holy name in Srivas Angan every day, chanting in ecstasy. And one day when the kirtan was going on at peak, everybody was in ecstasy and chanting and dancing. Srivas heard some sound from the inner room. So he went to see what is happening. He saw his wife crying, his bhabhi crying, his sister-in-law crying, his mother crying. The ladies in the house are crying. Why? Because Srivas' young boy died. The young son died and the mother and grandmother and ladies are crying. Sriva saw the dead body of his own son and he saw the ladies crying. He told the ladies, please stop crying. Your crying is disturbing the kirtan of Mahaprabhu. So what if my son died? Let all my sons die, no problem. But don't disturb the kirtan. If any more sound I hear from this room, I will commit suicide in Ganges. Not only you lost your son, you will lose your husband also. So I don't want to hear any sound from this room. And Srivas Pandit came out of the room and continued dancing. He had no material attachment. So firm faith. And Kirtan continued. After 2-3 hours, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped the Kirtan. He said, Srivas, I am not feeling usual ecstasy. Something inauspicious has happened in this house. I am not feeling the regular ecstasy. Srivas said, Mahaprabhu, when you are here, how can something inauspicious happen? Everything is okay. Let's continue Kirtan. And some devotees started discussing, they came to know. So they went to Mahaprabhu and said, Srivas' son died. Mahaprabhu was surprised. He said, Srivas, when did this happen? Said Mahaprabhu, 7 hours before. 7 hours before, why didn't you inform me? Said Mahaprabhu, how can I disturb your kirtan? Let 100 sons die, no problem. You please do kirtan. He said, where is the boy? They brought Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the inner room where the dead body is there. And the ladies are there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu touched the dead body. He said, my dear son, why did you leave Srivas' house? Look, everybody is crying. And the dead boy spoke. He became alive. He said, my dear Mahaprabhu, which father, mother? Which father, mother are this? Number 21, number 5,000, number 2 million. Which one are this? I had so many father, mothers in every life. This is all arranged by you. You create my destiny to be in a particular family, to have particular parents. And then at the end, I have to leave the family and go to another family. Millions of births I have taken, and always I have suffered in the next womb or next egg or next seed. But this time when I got liberated, when I left the body, I got liberated because I heard your holy name. And he again left the body. Dead boy spoke pure philosophy. That we all think this is my mother, this is my father, this is my brother, this is my sister, but actually this is all temporary. This is all material. Our real father, mother is RadhaRasbihari, whom we have forgotten. Our real friend is Krishna, whom we have forgotten. And now we are looking for new friends. And they are so less. So we want 5,000 more on Facebook. But Krishna is right in my heart. 24/7 since millions of years in every different species. But I have forgotten him. So the purpose of coming to ISKCON is to revive our friendship with Krishna, is to revive our relationship with Krishna. That is the goal of our life. Not get some new goals and new relationships. It's like you are in a train from Mumbai to Mathura. Your destination is Mathura. In between so many stations will come selling vada pav and chai and patties and attract you. Don't get down. Be in the train because the destination is not the in-between station. So in the path of bhakti, so many other allurements will come. Some wealth will come, some fame will come, some attraction will come, some manager position will get attracted, or some boy or girl will attract us, or dakshina will attract us, but we should not. Don't get down in between. We have to go to our destination, go back to the spiritual world, Golok Vrindavan. Otherwise the cycle of birth and death will continue. So the boy explained that this time I was very fortunate because I became the son of Srivas Pandit, a pure Vaishnav. And I left my body hearing the holy name. My duration in the body was over and I got liberated. Everybody got settled by hearing this, that the boy got liberated. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu picked up the boy's body and went to the Ganges and performed the Antim Kriya, final rites. And Mother Ganga personally accepted the body from the hands of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and she was in ecstasy. She touched the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has so much love for Srivas family. Once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Srivas in private, he said, let's have a private talk. So Chaitanya said, Srivas, whole day you are serving me and Nityanand. Night you are doing kirtan, daytime you are doing service, and you worship Shaligram. I don't see you go out for work. You have such a large family. How you maintain them? You don't do job, you don't have shop, you don't have factory, you are not into shares, you are not doing property, you are not having investment, you are not having hereditary income. No source of income. How do you take care of your family? Generally in the material world, poverty comes with anxiety. Srivas has poverty without anxiety. This is transcendental. Today, one who is poor is in anxiety. One who is rich also is in anxiety. One who has wealth is in anxiety. One who doesn't have is in anxiety. But Srivas Pandit was transcendental. So Chaitanya asked Srivas, what is happening? Tell me. Srivas Pandit said, Mahaprabhu, my house is maintained. I have a very simple formula. Said, what is the formula? Tell me. Srivas Pandit said, my formula is 1, 2, 3. He clapped his hand. Chaitanya was Srivas, 1, 2, 3. What is this formula? You all know this formula? Today's corporate use this formula. You know that? They hire one person, one. They give salary of 2 people, 2. And they get the work of 3 people. 1, 2, 3. So when one person jumps from one office to another office with 60-70% raise, he thinks, wow, this company doesn't value me. This company value me. They are giving me double salary. But they don't know they threw 3 people out and hired 1. That's called exploitation. So Srivas Pandit also has 1, 2, 3 formula. What is the formula? He said, Mahaprabhu, one day I will see if food doesn't come. Second day I will see if food doesn't come. Third day if food doesn't come, I will jump in Ganga. I'll commit suicide. But that has never happened. When Mahaprabhu heard this, he got angry. He stood up. He roared like a lion. Said, Srivas, even if there is recession in Vaikuntha, even if Lakshmi Devi becomes bankrupt, I will make sure there is food in your house because you are my Srivas. Even if Lakshmi Devi takes a begging bowl and goes house to house, even if she doesn't have money, I will make sure you have enough because you are my Srivas. Not only you, your brothers, your wife, your children, your brother's wife, your brother's children, your servants, your plumber, your carpenter, your tailor, your dog, your house lizard, cockroaches, bacteria, virus, they all are dear to me because they are in your house. And everybody Chaitanya Mahaprabhu liberated. That is the love of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for Srivas and Srivas' love for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He showed us how an ideal householder should use his house in the service of Krishna, should use his family in the service of Krishna. Once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw so many pots of Ganges water for the puja, very nicely lined up. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was impressed. He said, who fills all these pots? Srivas Pandit said, my maid servant fills. Her name is Dukhi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, she is in your house. Change her name. Her name should be Sukhi. And from that day onwards, they called her Sukhi. And she became Sukhi. Happy. And Srivas stopped treating her as a maid servant and started treating her as his own family member. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed compassion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Namo Mahavadhanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Toshe Nam. He is most compassionate. Krishna is Bhakta Vatsalya. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, even if I become dog in the house of Srivas Pandit, my life will be fortunate. So we should pray to Srivas Pandit to give his mercy. In Jagannath Puri, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in Sankirtan in front of the Rath Yatra cart, in front of Jagannath, devotees made circles to protect Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from the crowd. The first circle was headed by Nityanand Prabhu, so that devotees don't disturb the dance. Then second circle was headed by Swarup Damodar and Kashi Mishra. And the third circle was personally taken care by King Pratap Rudra, so that nobody disturbs the dance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dancing in ecstasy. All devotees are dancing in ecstasy. Srivas Pandit also has arrived in Rath Yatra from Bengal, and he also is dancing. And he is in the second circle. So he is coming in between Pratap Rudra and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Pratap Rudra darshan is bit interrupted by the presence of Srivas Pandit right there. So Pratap Rudra's associate is Harichandan Prabhu. So to help Pratap Rudra, Maharaj Pratap Rudra, to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dance, Harichandan Prabhu, now there is so much sound going on, so he kept his hand on Srivas' shoulder to move him aside. But Srivas Pandit is in ecstasy. He did move aside. He continued his dancing. So 2-3 times he did. So Srivas Pandit thought, who is disturbing me? He turned around and slapped Harichandan. And Harichandan got agitated. He was about to deal with the matter. Pratap Rudra said, Harichandan, you are very fortunate. You got slapped by Srivas Pandit. When will that day come? I will get slapped by Srivas Pandit. I am not so fortunate. So any association with a pure devotee is so great. And Srivas Pandit is so humble. When the kirtans were going on in his house and he became very popular, his neighbor Gopal Chapal, he became very envious. So one day at night, he went to the door of Srivas Pandit and he kept all the paraphernalia which is used for Kali worship. Sindoor and leaves, flowers and wine. His intention was morning when people will come and see, they will conclude that the Srivas Pandit falsely pretends to be a Vaishnava but actually is Kali worshipper and his name will go down. He wanted to prove that he is not a good person. He drinks wine and meat. So who saw first in the morning? Srivas Pandit himself. He opened his door, he saw all this paraphernalia. What would anyone do? Clean it first, clean it. Srivas Pandit called all his neighbors, look, today I got exposed. Till now I was pretending to be a pure Vaishnava, Brahmana, but actually I got exposed today in my private, I am Kali worshipper eating meat and wine. See his humility. He is taking something on his head, what he didn't do, negative thing. Nowadays, even if people commit mistake and they are pointed out, they say, no, I didn't speak lies, I didn't do this. People don't take responsibility of their mistakes. He is taking something which he didn't do. That is humility. So he told all the neighbors, look, I got exposed today. These are my reality. All the neighbors said, no, we don't believe somebody has done mischief. They called a sweeper. He cleaned up everything and washed it with cow dung and water. He said, we know somebody has done mischief, you are not like this. That should be a person's character. That our people around us trust us. That this person cannot do like this. Inside should be equal to outside. Honesty, humility. And in 3 days, Gopal Chappal got skin disease, leprosy. There were wet wounds all over his body which were paining. And there were germs eating his flesh. And because of the leprosy, he had to stay outside the village. He was in full pain. And after a few days, he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He appealed to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that I am like brother of your mother. I am your mama. You are my bhanja. See my condition. Please, please cure me. You have incarnated to liberate everybody. You are incarnated to relieve everybody's suffering and miseries. I am your relative. Please, please cure me from this disease. My whole body is paining. Germs are eating my flesh. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you apradi, you offender. If it is in my hands, I would punish you that millions and millions and millions of years you will suffer in hell where germs will eat your flesh. Because you offended Srivas Pandit. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Namo Mahavadhanaya is not ready to cure him and give him mercy because he offended Srivas Pandit. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left. See this? After many years, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas and came back, and again Gopal Chappa approached him. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became compassionate. He told, you go to Srivas. You beg his forgiveness. Only he can cure you after he forgives you. And he went to Srivas, and Srivas immediately forgave him, told him to chant Harinam, and he got cured. That is his humility and that is his mercy. So Disappearance Day is a day of sadness that we lose association of the devotee. There is separation, there is pain. At the same time, there is joyfulness that the devotee has gone back in the association of the Lord, serving in his eternal position. So for us, it's an opportunity to remember Srivas Pandit, remember these pastimes, get the lessons, apply it in our life, and progress in our bhakti. And pray to Srivas Pandit today, pray to Panchatattva every day, so that we can chant holy name without offenses. Shri Srivas Pandit ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Chaitamrita ki jai, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. If there are any comments or questions, you may please ask. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, Prabhu, you mentioned that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Srivas that even the carpenter, tailor, and everyone, even the lizard and virus are very dear to Lord Chaitanya. But we see in the one pastime that during the Kirtana pastime, when Srivas' mother-in-law was present during the Kirtan, so Mahaprabhu told that some unqualified person is there. So why this? It seemed to be contradictory.
Yeah, once mother-in-law of Srivas Pandit, she hid behind a grain container so that she can see the dance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when the kirtan started, after some time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped the kirtan and said, I am not feeling usual ecstasy, there is somebody unqualified here. Srivas said, no, nobody is unqualified, everybody is regular. He said, no, somebody, devotee started searching and they found the mother-in-law. And Chaitanya said, she is not qualified, she should be out. So, yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving mercy to everybody, but you cannot steal mercy. She wanted to steal, right? Eventually, everybody, including her, got mercy. But this is for us to, this pastime is for devotees to learn that we cannot steal mercy. We should beg for it and we should receive the mercy. Cannot steal mercy. Okay? Next question. हाँ,
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण। अजित
जैसे
गोविंद।
कि अभी आप बता रहे थे श्रीवास पंडित के बारे में, यो बहुत महान भक्त थे, लेकिन वो अपने आप को दिखा रहे थे कि हाँ मैं काली की पूजा करता हूँ। लेकिन आज की डेट में भी ऐसा देखा जाता है कि भला कि हम भक्त नहीं हैं, लेकिन अपने आप को दिखाने में लगे रहते हैं कि हम बहुत बड़े भक्त हैं। तो प्रभु जी, इस परिस्थिति से बाहर निकलने के लिए क्या करना चाहिए फिर?
हमें ईमानदार होना चाहिए। ईमानदार व्यक्ति मतलब अंदर और बाहर इक्वल। जो अंदर है वही बाहर होना चाहिए, दिखावा नहीं होना चाहिए। और अगर आप ऊंचे भक्त हैं तो उसको दिखावा नहीं होता है। एडवांसमेंट इज नॉट फॉर एडवर्टाइजमेंट। जो महान है वो कभी बोलता नहीं है महान हूँ। जो महान नहीं है वही बोलते हैं मैं महान हूँ। तो हमें ईमानदार होना चाहिए, हमें इसका पालन नहीं करना चाहिए। और हमारी ईमानदारी ऐसी होनी चाहिए कि दूसरे भी हमसे प्रेरणा प्राप्त करके ईमानदार हो जाए कि हमें दिखावा नहीं करना है, प्रिटेंडर नहीं रहना है।
प्रभु जी, सामान्यतया ये प्रश्न होता है तो लोग कहते हैं कि हमको ऐसा आदर्श बनना चाहिए, लेकिन जहां तक मैं समझता हूं कि प्रभुपाद जी ने कृष्णा भावनामृत संघ इसीलिए बनाए कि सब लोग मिलके साथ में भक्ति करें और सब लोग साथ में मिलके आगे बढ़ें। लेकिन हम सीधा एक आदमी को कहते हैं कि नहीं ठीक है, अगर ऐसा नहीं है तो तुम करो ना। तो प्रभु जी, अगर व्यक्ति को अकेले ही कुछ करना है तो फिर कृष्णा भावनामृत संघ की क्या जरूरत थी? वो तो अकेले भी कहीं भी कर सकता है।
नहीं, मैं आपको नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, मैं मुझ खुद को बोल रहा हूँ कि मुझे ईमानदार बनना है पहले।
नहीं नहीं, मैं आपकी बात नहीं बोल रहा हूँ प्रभु जी, इन
और
जनरल में बता रहा हूँ।
और शिक्षा शुरू होता है इंडिविजुअल से। अभी ये जो क्लास हो रहा है और ये प्रश्न हो रहा है, ये पहला इंडिविजुअल के लिए होता है, फिर ग्रुप के लिए होता है। तो आपका प्रश्न है कि लोग दिखावा करते हैं तो हमें क्या करना चाहिए? तो हमें दिखावा नहीं करना चाहिए, हमें ईमानदार बनना चाहिए और हमारी ईमानदारी देखकर दूसरों को प्रेरणा मिलना चाहिए कि वो ईमानदार बने। अभी आपका दूसरा प्रश्न है, फिर अगर कृष्णा भावनामृत संघ का क्या है? एक इस्कॉन एक संस्था है, एक मैनेजमेंट है, तो इनका क्या रोल है इसमें? इनका रोल ये है कि इनको भी ईमानदारी अपने चरित्र में लाना चाहिए और उसका शिक्षा बाकी भक्तों को देना चाहिए कि दिखावा मत करो। तो मैनेजमेंट दो तरीके से ये कर सकते हैं। एक तो शिक्षा से, शिक्षा होती है खुद के उदाहरण से और क्लास से। क्लास में बार बार इसके बारे में शिक्षा देना चाहिए कि हमें दिखावा नहीं करना चाहिए, ईमानदारी होना चाहिए। और दूसरा एक शिक्षा और दूसरा व्यवस्था, मैनेजमेंट। तो मैनेजमेंट को ऐसे नियम लागू करना चाहिए, बनाना चाहिए और लागू करना चाहिए कि अगर कोई इस रास्ते पर चल रहा है, दिखावे के रास्ते पर, और समझ में आ रहा है या पकड़ा जा रहा है, तो उसको बुलाकर सुधार करे या शासन करे या डिसिप्लिन करे। तो कृष्णा भावनामृत संघ इसीलिए है कि एक दूसरे से प्रेरणा प्राप्त करके हम ईमानदारी से भक्ति करें। अंदर क्या है वो तब तक मालूम नहीं पड़ता जब तक बाहर व्यवहार में दिखाई नहीं देता। मैनेजमेंट तब भाग लेगा जब बाहर व्यवहार में दिखाई देगा। तब तक तो अंदर की साफ सफाई करनी है, राइट? अगर मेरे अंदर में चल रहा है मैं आज क्लास दूंगा तो सब मेरे शिष्य बन जाएंगे और समझ जाएंगे कि मैं एक स्कॉलर हूँ और मुझे प्रणाम करेंगे और मुझे माला पहनाएंगे, मुझे दक्षिणा भी देंगे। ये मेरे अंदर चल रहा है, बाहर तो किसी को मालूम नहीं। तो ये मुझे कौन सुधार करेगा? जब तक ये बाहर नहीं आएगा तब तक तो कोई पकड़ के मुझे सुधार नहीं कर सकता है। तुम्हारे मन में क्या चल रहा है मुझे मालूम है, ऐसा तो नहीं है। जब ये बाहर आना चालू करेगा, जब मैं शिष्यों के पीछे भागूंगा या ऐसा कुछ करूंगा, तब जाकर मेरा सुधार शुरू होगा बाहर से। तब तक तो अंदर से सुधार करना है। तो मैनेजमेंट तब भाग लेता है जब वो दिखाई देता है ऐसा व्यवहार, जैसे मैंने कहा वापस दो तरीके से, एक शिक्षा के दौरान और एक डिसिप्लिन, एक मैनेजमेंट नियम के दौरान। अगर आपके आजू बाजू ऐसा हो रहा है और इसका सुधार नहीं हो रहा है, तो आप क्या कर सकते हैं कि एक उदाहरण प्रस्तुत कर सकते हैं और इसके बारे में आवाज उठा सकते हैं कि मुझे एक अच्छा संघ चाहिए ताकि मैं भी अच्छा भक्त बनूं, तो सुधार की जरूरत है, सब लोग मिलकर सुधार करना चाहिए। तो आप आवाज उठा सकते हैं। ठीक है,
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु।
हरे कृष्ण। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। यस, अद्भुत गोविंद प्रभु।
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण।
Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Kita janma ho more jathatva das. So we feel like in our house, continuously we are actually very much disturbed by the cockroaches.
By
So-
the
cockroach. So the question is, as you said, Srivas Pandit welcomes to all the cockroaches also, but we are not in that mood, right? So how can we get rid of these cockroaches?
keep the house clean.
That is the yes. But
See, listen. When we eat, immediately the eating place should be clean. Because if some food particles are around at night, cockroach will come. Why do cockroach come? Not because they like your house, because they get attracted to food. So the vessels in which we cook should not be left in the sink overnight. They should be cleaned. The vessels in which we serve and eat, they should be cleaned. The place where we eat, that should be clean. The kitchen should be clean so that they don't get food, so they don't get attracted. The first step is cleanliness. Uncleanliness leads to violence. So when you don't clean and pests come, eventually you do pest control, you're doing violence in your house. You're killing living entities. So the first step is not attract them. Second step is repel them. Third step is chant Hare Krishna and do pest control. But that's not what I am recommending. Right? So the first step is to not attract them. Second step is if they are attracted, somehow repel them out. Close the holes, close the entry points. We should do that. It's the last step that we have to do pest control for our health and hygiene. Okay? When we do violence, we incur karma. That's not good. Next, Nimai Nitai Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
So nicely, the first pastime only which you mentioned so nicely, that how much Mahaprabhu loves Srivas Thakur, the tailor wala pastime which you told.
You can, yes, speak.
And also the last pastime which you told, that Gopal Chappal, that how our character should be such that even if I am, Srivas Thakur was telling, see, I am wrong person, but others were not believing that. So very nice. So thank you so much, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Guruji, one question was that how when you said Sachi Mata said she was worried about her, who will take care of me? So sometimes materialistic people also may feel like this, who will take care of me? So how to differentiate Sachi Mata and...
So who took care of Sachi Mata? Krishna. You still have a question? So materialistic people also, Krishna is taking care. We joined ashram, many of us are single sons. Who is taking care of our parents and who will take care of our parents? Krishna.
My question is that how to understand the mentality of Sachi Mata, because how she is worried about herself.
Oh,
How to understand?
she is as a mother, elderly mother, she is expressing her dependence on the son. In Varnashram, a lady is dependent. So she is expressing that dependent. That I am mother, he is son and he is going. My husband also went, my elder son also went. So she is playing the role of a mother who is expressing her dependence on the son. Right?
Prabhuji, one more small question.
And it is more of dependence, it is love, that how can I live without him? Right? Yes.
Just a follow-up question to Prabhuji's question. But sometimes some devotees, they ask students, that Prabhuji, this course, if I do, then I'll have to dissect animals, some medical related courses or graduation, post-graduation. So then how to guide them?
Don't do. It's sinful. It's very sinful. Killing animals is sinful. When I was to select my subjects, I selected biology. But then when I heard I have to do this, I changed to mathematics. I was not practicing Krishna consciousness, but I was not comfortable with the idea. So we should tell them not to take this. If they already taken it, then we should tell them, don't ask me. If you give permission, you will also be incurring karma, because there are 6 people incur karma. Out of that, one is one who gives permission.
Prabhuji, then in Bhagavad-gita, Srila Prabhupada writes, I'm not remembering the exact purport number, 2 purports, that better do your own work, even if infested with some faults in that, rather than take out to somebody else's profession. So how to reconcile them? This?
No, so that doesn't mean your work is a butcher work or killing work. Who decided that this is your work? That is talking about a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra by guna and karma. A Brahmana's occupation has some faults. He has to kill animal in a fire sacrifice. A Kshatriya's occupation has a fault. He has to hunt animals and kill soldiers. A Vaishya's occupation has a fault. He has to speak lies. And a Shudra's occupation has a fault, that he has to serve sinful masters. So even if there is fault in your occupation, you maintain your occupation. But doctor is not a fixed occupation. It's not guna and karma. You can change. It is all Shudra actually. Today's doctors are actually Shudra because they are working under some management. Right? So if somebody is seeking our guidance, we should tell them to avoid.
And Prabhuji, then this is a Shudra work, he will say that Shudra has to have sinful masters. I am doing the Shudra course. Fine then.
So then you decide. As a Vaishnava, we are telling you to avoid. That verse is not the key verse of Bhagavad-gita, na? That verse is talking about Varnashram principles. The key verse is to avoid violence and serve Krishna, not just be happy with your occupation. And even if these 4 Varnas, when they do their occupation, they do incur sinful activity. And that is nullified by yajna. That's why there is yajna. So even a Shudra serving sinful master or a Kshatriya killing a soldier, Parshuramji, he killed so many asuras and he incurred a reaction. So he had to nullify it by sacrifice. So even occupational duties have their own faults which incur sinful reactions, and that has to be nullified by sacrifice. So already we have done enough faults and sinful activity. Why to add more? If we have a choice, we should not choose that occupation which has killing of people, killing of animals. Okay, somebody has already taken MBBS and now is coming to Krishna consciousness. So we say chant Hare Krishna. Right? If somebody has a choice, should avoid. Tomorrow some butcher comes, he said, that's my occupation. We will not tell him to change his profession. Some, like that, right? Some gambler comes, we can't say, oh, this fault in your occupation, continue. We'll tell him to change his profession. Some cigarette seller comes, we tell him to change his occupation.
Then, Prabhuji, we are also using the medicines made by them, by dissecting animals. So then how...
So we incur karma. We incur karma, but since it is for our protection and we do not have any option, so by chanting Hare Krishna it goes away. We incur karma just not by taking medicines, even by eating, if pesticides are there, by walking when microbes and ants get killed below our feet, by breathing when germs get killed. So even we don't want, we do sinful activities. So something which we are helpless, they go away by honoring prasadam and chanting Hare Krishna. But we should minimize it. Because we are doing it to maintain our body and we are using the body in service of Krishna. So we are purifying the karma. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Any more questions? We end here. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.